I was born here in Bogota, Colombia. I moved to the States back in 2003. I moved with my mother and my brother. I think what helped me the most to learn the language was watching movies in English, subtitles in Spanish, speaking to other people that did not speak Spanish, forcing myself to speak English, and making friends with people that weren't Hispanic, that spoke my language. Reading helped me a lot. Such a universal language that you're able to speak to anybody that you really want. When you're there, you meet everybody from across the world. You meet them. You meet people from Italy, England, Africa. It's great to see all the different cultures, but you really just have one thing in common, it's that you speak English. That you're able to learn so many things from them, but you have to know English. Working there, if you're bilingual, you get paid pretty much twice as much if you know the language, if you know 2 or more languages. Being able to know Spanish is also a great advantage because those are just the 2 most common languages that they ask for. But if you know more, that's just great. I'm planning on going to the University of Texas, where I plan to study international affairs. It is necessary for you to know both languages, English and Spanish. To get to my level of English, I think it took probably 16 years. I mean, it just really depends on how dedicated you are and how much you really want it. My grandmother, she moved to the States when she was 50 maybe, so it's taken her some work to learn the language. But she was dating somebody and they went out to eat once, and she was telling him how hungry she was, but instead of saying I'm hungry, she kept saying I'm angry. So every time they got to a restaurant, she just kept saying I'm angry, I'm angry. So he thought, well, she doesn't like this place, so I guess I'll take her somewhere else. So they went to 7 different places, and then she was like, do you not understand what angry means? I'm angry, I need food. And he said, oh, you're hungry, you're not angry. When I got to the United States, the cultural shock was bad, and the girls just kept giving their back to me, and it was very rude. It was the way they were treating me. They were like, oh, well, you don't speak English, and we're not going to speak Spanish for you. They spoke Spanish, they just didn't want to speak Spanish for me. So I felt very left out. So I wanted to turn around and just come back here. But it just gave me more of a reason to learn it faster. As Americans go, they're different, their lifestyle's completely different. I think Colombians are more friendly. They're my people. They're always going to be, my favorites. But it's different. Everyone just cares for themselves. Life in the United States is very different. Here in Colombia, you're able to walk out of your house, go take a bus, and get anywhere, or take a taxi and go anywhere. There, you're very dependent on your car. If you don't have a car, you have to depend on somebody. There's not a lot of buses, there's not a lot of taxis. You can't just call up a taxi because if you're able to get one, it's very expensive. Some of the disadvantages of living in the United States are the food. The food here in Colombia is so good. Oh my gosh, that's something I really miss. There, you really have to watch your diet because, the preservatives and stuff makes you go fat real easily. But here, it's like the food, the taste, the juices. There's no juices there. There's just fruit punch and lemonades and sodas. That's pretty much it. Here, that's the one thing that I always have to have here, it's priceless. I'm a dancer. There I am on my school's drill team, and we perform at football games, and we do competitions, and we have shows. I recommend for people to learn English, whether they're 5 years old or 60. It's something that you'll need throughout your life, that, you're just, whether you have a business partnership or, just somebody that you meet that doesn't speak Spanish. It's something that will help you through life. The best thing to do is just watch a lot of movies or watch people that know English, see how they talk.